often a CEO's stress comes from above and below. If they have extreme ability to use an energy for success, they have to become enlightened by being ahead of the time. Who cares if you're a CEO, but your data and all your information is from back in the days of horses? We're now into electric cars. How do CEOs handle the stress of the job? Actually, if we're going to make this a very specific question for CEOs, it's a different question than how does the whole C-suite handle the job? So if we start with CEOs, so let's start with this question. How do CEOs handle the stresses of their job? Well, the hardest thing about a CEO is that you continuously have to have people follow your exact request, get back to you, and keep you informed without you being kept up continuously checking on them to see if they're doing the work correctly. And then that all people who are being employed are actually performing the job up to the standards that you need, so you're not going to get a lot of complaints. So often the CEO is hearing everybody's ideas, but is very slow to accept any changes or anything because they're wanting to make sure that they're going to have a profitable quarter, a profitable half a year, profitable year. And I just got finished talking to one of the most major companies in the Fortune 500 and super well-known company in every drugstore. And they're had a big division in their whole C-suite and CEO being thrilled with what they were trying to create and whether they were making their numbers. And so the CEO not only has to make sure that everybody is performing well and that HR has got people satisfied and you're not getting a bunch of lawsuits and that people are showing up for work every day and doing their job, but that also you're doing something effective enough so that you're meeting your numbers. Because the CEO has to report to the board. And the board is well known. Steve Jobs is not the only person who got fired from his own company. A CEO can get fired, just like other people in the C-suite. So often a CEO's stress comes from above and below. So that's why I went into that long discussion. What do they do about it? If they have extreme ability to use, and that's why we get so many CEOs in Energy for Success, in our business mastery program, that they have to become enlightened by being ahead of the time. In other words, who cares if you're a CEO, but your data and all your information is from back in the days of horses, where we're now into electric cars. So you're going to say, yeah, who cares about if your car was one that runs on gasoline, because now they moved on to other things. So a perfect example is that even the president of the United States and the whole government supported the creation of energy through sun panels, solar energy, and that company couldn't sustain itself. So a CEO's job is to make sure that not only that the company makes its numbers for keeping all the employees and keeping the company viable, but also for all the people on the board, that they're satisfied that the company's actually has an acceleration curve that keeps advancing. So you can imagine, the reason I painted it, the reality of that is most people don't imagine themselves being crushed from two directions and having to enjoy that process. And you're going to say, well, they get a golden handcuffs, they get paid a lot of money, the job lasts for a certain number of years. The truth is, everybody's scrutinizing them and watching them every day from above and below. Their secret to success, the ones that I've seen that have come to me and Energy for Success, is that they are burnt out and that they feel like imposter syndrome and they feel like they don't know how much longer they can keep, trying to steal from Peter to pay Paul, and why they'll actually fire people just to make their numbers look good. And they're just embarrassed about doing that. And so one of the things about Energy for Success is that every decision has to be win, win, win. And when they can keep your decision process in terms of win, 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 it cuts down a lot of choices, because win for you, particularly in your ideas, win for the company, win for the board, win for the population you're selling to. All those things have to be considered. So it's rare that you can keep a person feeling great about all their decisions and feeling like their health is not being stressed out in the CEO position. And that's where we come in. I have people calling all the time, CEOs from major companies, who are going, I heard that, you are the reason that so-and-so, didn't lose all their money, even though they'd made it to being a billionaire. It's possible that you can actually be a tremendous success at one company, and then they move you to CEO to the next company. And then all of a sudden things start going against you. And unless you have this ability to stay in the Einstein part of your brain, which doesn't work when you're under stress. And everything I mentioned before this was stress. So the greatest thing about the practices in Energy for Success is they just take about 20 minutes a day. I've got so many CEOs doing them. And then they're able to stay clear, pleasant, able to communicate about what's going on with the problems, what are all the solutions, and how to satisfy both above and below them. So the ones that I've seen have been successful have been able to use Energy for Success. The ones that have been doing all this other stuff about go find yourself and take a 6-month vacation or go open a winery or something else, they don't stay effective as CEOs. They just go ahead and become something else. So they're just handling the stress. But you just have to realize it is a very stressful job. It can be done, but so is an astronaut. That's a stressful job. So how is it that and so is a surgeon. It's a stressful job, but once you learn how to handle all the possible exigencies and stay ahead of whatever new is coming out, then as a CEO, you can really win. And all the people that are known as CEOs who were just brutal and selfish and single-minded and fought their way to the top and fought their way to stay there and were underhanded, they all eventually get taken out. They all do. And it's sad that the news keeps it looking like they're fantastic until finally the day comes that you find out that the company really wasn't run according to a long-term principle of having people be inspired by doing their job and having a long-term energy enrichment program. So many CEOs have put our programs in for the whole C-suite and middle management, so that everybody can communicate in a way that they don't have to see a psychologist every week just to be able to keep their stress down. Because the major problem in business is that people are very, 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 very upset by small things that mount during the day. And even though they'd like not to be, it still happens, no matter how much they play their meditation music or put on their headphones. It's proven the stress has gone through the roof at this point around the nation in terms of all management positions. And that's why we've been getting calls and people asking me to do privates with them just to keep them going, because once you get this shoot of youthful energy again, then all of a sudden you feel like, I know why I went into business. I've got all these great ideas and I've got energy this is never going to wait. And I'm not wasting anything, because it's all being resulting in people wanting to work with me and create great opportunities for everybody. So once you get that initial verve back, which is what Energy for Success returns you, sort of the youthful access to your growing younger and healthier and stronger, having your brain be more accurate and more alert and aware, then you're not going to be fatigued by having a month that goes like this or like that, or meetings with either lower staff or upper staff or founders that is not exactly the way you want it to be. You'll actually be the calm person who will be able to resolve things and make them work for win-win for everybody in the company. And those type of leaders are the ones that can name their price once they learn these techniques that we have to teach them. Thank you for being here with us today. I love being with you and the information we've got. We've got so much more coming. So please subscribe if you would like to hear more in-depth information from us. And we've got a gift for you. Please look in the writing below. There's a link for a gift we're going to send you. And there's so many more things we can't wait to send you. So thanks for being with us today.